So, as many of you might know, and if you're a good friend of mine, you already know that
Once upon a time, I was a hoe.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it, I won't take it back. Cause I did this shit, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it.
So what's cracking YouTube? So welcome to another video. It's actually my very first video. You already seen the intro. So my videos are gonna be very, how do I say it, real as fuck. A lot of you know I talk with my hands, so sorry ahead of time. Well, actually I'm not that sorry because it is who I am. You're gonna see and hear a bunch of monologue voices with it's just I can't help it. My voice switches up left to right, and anyone that really knows me knows that it'll just basically switch up. Um, Excuse me, I'm a little bit nervous. It is my first video. But so check this out. So today we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys a story time since we're in the pandemic of the whole coronavirus shit. So I'm gonna give you guys a story, and the story is basically okay. This is so embarrassing, but we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, keep it real. The story is about me getting caught up fucking around with some guy, and it's a straight guy. But the thing is, as a gay guy, most of the time, you don't ever think about putting yourself in certain situations, and if you do, it's mostly the situation of the fact that, okay, if you're fucking a nigga, you don't ever want them to lie to you and their man roll up on you. And that's what basically ended up happening. But there was a little kick to it. So what happened was I was at my homegirl Tish's house. Shout out to Tish, by the way. I was at her house, and my hookup hit me up. And now, let me tell you guys, I've been messing with this fool for about a good moment at this time, okay? And so I get a message, and he's just like, let's kick it, this and that. And, let's keep it real. If I ever did anything, it would be at the hotel. Whatever, because of his roommates or whatever at this time, which I'm thinking of. And so we'd always go to the hotel, whatever, do our thing. And this time he says, you know what, like, let's just go to my pad. My roommates aren't home. I'm like, okay, bet. Ain't nothing about it. So check this out. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just fucking hilarious. So I go ahead and, he picks me up at my homegirl Tish's house, my sister. We go ahead and we roll up into his garage. So at this point, may I remind you that we're supposed to go in his house and do the damn thing. But we ended up smoking a cigarette, whatever. And as one thing led to another, we didn't even hit the house. I don't know how I ended up in the back seat. So we started doing our thing. I'm gonna try to keep this as PG-13, PG-17, whatever the fuck you guys want to call it, as much as possible. But, so, there we are, doing our thing. And I remember he specifically told me, as long as, I gotta go do something at 3, we gotta be bounced by 3 because I have something really important. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Now, when you having a great time, you don't realize the time that goes by. It just flies on past by like nothing. And trust me, at 3 hours seems like just an hour. And that's basically what happened. So we ended up doing our thing. We were right there in the garage. Now the back of the garage door was closed down. And you know how there's a door to the entry to the house? Well, it was right in front of where the car was parked. So you can literally just look forward in the car and you're gonna see the door. We're right there, and sorry for the whole, I don't mean to go into detail, but I have to in order for you to understand the severity of the situation. So, I was in there doing my thing, and I kid you not, you know where the headrest is, like on the passenger, and the headrest for the driver? Well, homeboy was, assuming the position, I guess you could say, and one arm on the left headrest and one arm on the right headrest. And I'm not even joking, y'all. Oh my God, Okay. So we're doing the damn things. He's assuming the position. I'm in there doing my thing. And I don't know, out of nowhere, and I mean nowhere, I just hear the door open. And I'm telling you, when I heard a female's voice, as soon as that opened the door, now, may I remind you, this bitch was saying babe. So when she said babe, and I heard that, I'm thinking, I'm just thinking a lot of things, but, you know, maybe it's a bitch that thinks, you know, that's her nigga or something. Or maybe she just calls him babe because she calls everyone babe. I wasn't really thinking into it that much. And I'm telling you, when this bitch said that, it was like a lot of things went through my mind. But right when the door opened and that bitch said babe, this nigga, as I'm in there doing my thing, this fool goes ahead. Oh, Lord Jesus, I'm so sorry. This fool goes ahead and says, oh my God, no. And slants sideways, and may I remind you, in there doing my thing, and for most of y'all that know, that could be really painful if a motherfucker maneuvers out of nowhere. So, when he says that and he goes, oh my God, no, and slants sideways, I have to slant sideways with him too. So I'm at a certain position at this point, and he just tells me, shush, don't say nothing. And I'm stuck like, slanted as low as I could, because may I tell you, I never thought I was gonna get caught, and this is probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. And so I'm slanted down, and I just see homegirl say babe 2 more times, and she opens up the driver's door, and she just sees him like this, and me behind him like this. She looks at us butt naked, and just goes ahead and just goes like, nah, I'm straight. Girl, you straight, but apparently he wasn't, and I thought he wasn't, but fuck it. So he goes ahead, and he, all of a sudden, as soon as he goes, nah, I'm straight, he's, I'm good. She goes, I'm good. She closes the door, and I see this nigga just, as I'm in there doing my thing, well, not doing my thing, but as I was in there previously doing my thing, this fool just moves out, leaves me in pain for that quick second, and says, no, wait, babe. And I'm like, babe? Nigga, I'm like, bitch, what do you mean, babe? And I'm just like thinking, I'm like, nigga, I thought we were on the same page. I thought we both loved the D. But apparently he did, but he loved other things too, which I didn't know about. You can't blame me for that. Now, I know a lot of you thinking I'm a homewrecker, but I'm really fucking not. This nigga didn't let me know the truth. Okay? Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. But, so, when he said babe, let's come up with a name, because I don't want to throw this person under the bus. I'm not that type of bitch, so I guess we can go ahead and call him, let's call him fucking, I don't know. Let's call him D. All right. Let's call him D. Okay, his name starts with a D, so we'll just call him D. So when he goes, babe, and I'm like, bitch, the fuck, what you mean? What you mean, babe? He runs after her, butt naked, y'all, while she's walking towards the door to go inside the house. And as he goes, babe, he tries to grab her arm, and she just throws his arm, and she's like, get the fuck away from me. Oh, whatever. Ahead, and he grabs her arm, and she just throws his arm and goes like, get the fuck away from me, D. She's all, so you gay? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And I'm just like this, nigga, he wasn't trying to tell you, but apparently he wasn't telling me either, so that makes 2 of us. But as they're fighting, I see this as a chance to get the fuck, put my shit on, put on my shirt, put on my pants, I put on my socks. I can't find my fucking shoes because I didn't realize I took off my shoes in the front. Yeah, of that bitch. So, but I just realized that he was hiding her. I didn't know this. And I felt bad. Don't get me wrong. I felt bad. I really did. And I would have explained myself, but the situation didn't allow me to. It was just so quick. And I had a bag on me. I had my bag, my little messenger bag. And I had my cards, my iPhone, my ID, my social, everything all up in that bitch. She goes ahead and she pushes her arms, get the fuck away from me, D. She's all, you gay, is this what you're trying to tell me? And she's all, that's what you're telling me, you're gay? You're like, you messing around with niggas or whatever, you know? And I felt even worse because I saw her in her scrubs. So I know she was in the medical field. So I know that she's she's working hard and she's doing her thing. And I felt even worse. But it wasn't really my fault. He didn't tell me. He made it seem like he was just a discreet person. And I was respecting that. So all of a sudden, as I'm putting on my pants, my socks, I don't even get to put on my shoes because this bitch gonna tell me and look at me. May I remind you that the back of the garage door is all the way down, okay? But it wasn't by remote. So from what I know, he pulled it down, and so I'm guessing you could pull it up. And homegirl just yells at me out of nowhere, and she goes, and God was not fucking with me that day because I'm telling you, when this homegirl told me, you have until the moment till I reached for that hammer to get the hell out of my garage, trust me, I tried to get out of there with my life. And I'm over here trying to lift it up, and it ain't working, y'all. And I'm like literally lifting it up, and it's just, it just wasn't working. And she's like, get out. And I'm trying to do homegirl a favor because I know how much I don't know how she must feel, but I can only imagine how she would probably feel at that exact moment finding that out. So, I'm trying to like open up the door and open it up. And she's like, get out. And and to the point where by the third time, she just goes, get out. And I'm just like, bitch, I'm trying to. Now, y'all, don't ever call female bitch. That's one thing. But I call all my homegirls bitches, but it's just like, that's because they're my bitches. But this girl I didn't even know. So when I told her, bitch, I'm trying to, of course she's going to take it offensive, especially after what she found out. And what does my ass do? My eyes open up so wide because I see this bitch reach for that hammer. And I run for my life around the car. I run in circles. And I'm telling her, man, open the fucking garage. Okay? All right? I'm saying her man because I already found out this is her man. So I'm like, over here, like, open up the garage. As I go around the front of the car, he opens it up and he goes, go. May I remind you, butt naked. I run out and I run without my shoes. And y'all, when I'm already about to hit the main street, I realize without my bag. No iPhone. No ID. No social security. No debit card. No credit card. None of that shit. All of it in my bag. So I gotta go back. Because I ain't gonna waste my time at the DMV for no bitch. I ain't gonna waste my time at the Social Security office for no bitch. And I ain't gonna waste my time at the bank for no bitch. I mean, unless I really love you, but, Anyways, so I go ahead and I'm telling you guys, I'm walking back slowly because I'm dreading the fact about what the fuck will happen if I go back and this bitch sees me again. So I go ahead and I'm walking up to the garage And this bitch is standing right there. And she's looking at me like if she waited for me to come back. And I'm guessing because I left my bag, that bitch knew. So, as I'm walking up, I'm just like, I'm laughing because I'm like, fuck, this bitch gonna get me. She gonna fuck me over without even touching me. And what she does, you know, my hair, it's always really like hard because I use, you know, Gorilla Moco. And I always carry that shit in my bag when I had one. Because you know, where I'm from, Desert Hot Springs, the D, it's hot as hell. And this is during the summer. So, my hair always got wet, so I gotta, you know, touch it up, get it hardened up nice again. And well, anyways, so I'm walking up and she's smiling and I'm just laughing because I'm like, fuck, she's gonna get me without even touching me. You know? What does she do? She goes in my wallet as I'm walking towards it and she grabs my social security, rips it up, takes out all my cards, throws it in the bag with my wallet, grabs the Gorilla Moco, okay, pour it all up in my bag and shit with my cards and my ID and all that shit, okay? She also crumbled up the ID, didn't rip it because, you know, that shit's hard. Threw it in that bitch, Gorilla Moco. My bag was fucking gonna be fucked up, whatever. So, as I'm walking in towards her, that's a lie. I don't even get to walk in because her ass is looking at me and she just goes like, bye. And I'm like, fuck. She closes the door and closes it and locks it and I can't get into the garage. So now I'm just like, I'm fucked. Now, I'm like, I gotta go to my brother's and, cause my brother, if you know me, my brother, it's like, my brothers are all my life. Like, I love my brothers. Shout out to them. My brothers don't fuck around either. So, you know, they all done their time, whatever. So I'm like, I gotta go talk to my brother. But the thing is, my brother always told me, don't go out in the streets being a fucking hoe. They always fucking tell me, don't fuck with niggas. Because if I have to catch they always fucking tell me that they don't want to catch a fucking case for nobody. They're like, but they will for me. And that's the problem. And so what do I go ahead and do? I have to go talk to my brother because I don't know what to do at this point. So I go talk to my brother. And I roll up to the house and I tell my uncle, because he was staying at my uncle's house at that time. And I'm like, hey, where's Jesse at? You know, my brother. And he's all like, oh, he's inside. I'm like, call him out here. And my uncle's right behind him, and I'm like, hey, something happened. He's like, what happened? And he's like, I've been calling you. I'm like, I know, but my phone's off, I bet. And he's like, where's your phone? And I'm like, I just stayed quiet. He's like, what the fuck happened to your phone? And I didn't want to tell him because y'all don't know my brother, you know. I'm the oldest, but he don't fucking play. He will whoop my ass. So, my brother just goes ahead and out of fucking nowhere, dude, just ends up looking at me with the dirtiest look, and he goes, you were out there being a fucking hoe, huh? And I was just like, are you gonna fucking help me, or are you gonna keep talking shit? And I'm just like, let me know. I need your help. And he's like, what happened? And I'm just like, okay, so I told him the story. I told him how it all went down. And he goes like this. He goes ahead and says, get in the fucking car. No, truck, my bad, because, you know, he was driving a truck at that time. So I'll get in the truck. And he tells his homegirl, Maria, shout out to Maria, I love you, by the way. He tells Maria, hey, you know, let's go. And Maria was all like, don't worry, TUTU, if I need to get your ID from that bitch. Because I told her she had my iPhone and my ID and everything. I got this bitch, don't trip. And, you know, I'm like, I already know Maria's with it, so I already knew I was going to get my ID regardless, one way or another. Or my iPhone at least, right? So I go ahead and I tell him, let's go to the house, and I'm about to show him. But you know what? Hold on. Before we get to that point, let me tell you guys something. Before we get to that point, on the way walking to my brother's house. Now my brother's right off the main street in D-Town from where I'm at, from DHS, from where I'm from. So I'm walking my ass all the way to my brother's house. Okay? on the main street. And there's like two hotels right on a corner street on 8th Street on one of our other main streets. And I'm right there about to hit with those hotels. But before you hit the hotels, there's a dip. A dip where if you don't drive slow, you're gonna fuck up the front end of your car. So, and on the right side, before you hit those dips, there's some houses. So, I'm rolling up and I see a nice. It's like what? It's like fucking past 3 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon, 3:45, 3:30 in the afternoon, and I see a cute little Chinese family right there just barbecuing. I see the auntie, the uncle, the mom, the dad. They kid, the auntie and uncle's kids. You could just tell. They were a real well-formed Chinese or Asian. Oh wait, sorry, that's being racist. Asian family, and they're just right there, just barbecuing, and I'm passing by with no fucking shoes because I left that shit in hers. I don't even know. It might have been hers in the car. I left the shoes in the fucking car. So I'm walking down the main street of where I'm from, Palm Drive. I'm walking down Palm Drive with no motherfucking shoes. Right? So I'm walking down Palm Drive. And right before I get to the dip, and right after the dip is the hotel. So right before I get to the dip, before the hotels, I see the little Chinese family. And they're seeing me, and you can expect, and my ass looking ghetto as fuck. One, I'm sweating. My hair's all fucked up. Because a bitch wasted my Gorilla Gel. No socks. Shirt all fucked up because it was all fucking wrinkled because, it was on the floor or whatever. So you can already imagine my ass be looking bummy as fuck. So I roll up, passing by them, and I just, respectfully, hi, good afternoon. Because, I was raised that way. You always say good afternoon, good morning. You're very respectful to people. That's how my grandma raised me, my mom. My family was raised that way. So I said hello. I'm like, good afternoon. And they're like, hi, good afternoon. Tell me why I see that nigga's car rolling by. Passing right on by me. And I shit you not, I just see it right before it gets to the bump. I hear it skid and brake hard. See, I did that bitch a favor because if that bitch would have fucking kept going the rate she was going, she would have hit that bump and fucked at the front end of the car. So that bitch shows me a thank you. But anyways, so I'm right here literally hearing that screech, and I know that this bitch is braking, right? And all of a sudden I hear this bitch backing up, and she just stops next to me, right next to me. And this bitch is crying, straight up just telling me like, really? You gon' fuck my nigga? My nigga, really? And I looked at this bitch and I was just like, I felt so much sympathy for this hoe. And I fucking felt so bad. But at the same time, it takes two to tango. So when this bitch was like, really? And I was just looking at her and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, it takes two. She wasn't having it, y'all. She fucking cut me off and she just goes, shut the fuck up. Like, crazy, okay? Like, I ain't racist or nothing. And like, my shout out to my sister, she black. My fucking, her kids are black. I love them to death. My grandfather's best friend. Like, so don't even come at me with that. But, so, she was being crazy. It's like normal, like all black bitches are crazy. Like, I love y'all though. But she was going crazy as fuck. And she just goes ahead and she just goes, as soon as I was like, well, honestly, it takes two. And she just cut me off and she just goes, shut the fuck up. She's all, shut the fuck up. And I was just like, oh my God, she's all, before I fucking run your ass over. I don't want to get run over, y'all. So I keep my mouth shut. And she just looks, she's all like looking at her nigga who's on the side passenger seat. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm guessing it's her car because, she was driving, So she just looks at me and I'm like, I'm sorry, fuck. Like, what can I do? I'm like, It takes two to tangle, y'all. It takes two. So I was just like, I felt bad. I felt so fucking bad. But fuck that bitch too, because like it's like you didn't have to come at me too. Like women, let me tell you some shit. Don't come after the bitch he cheated on with, or the nigga he cheated on with. Come after him. Okay? Just letting y'all know. Y'all bitches over here fucking fighting with each other when y'all should be fighting the nigga that you with. Okay? Because you're over here, you know, being faithful to your nigga, and he's over here fucking another bitch. Don't get mad at that other bitch. Go fuck with your nigga. So, she ends up leaving, busting a bitch, because I guess she was just trying to find me to, like, let me know why would you. But I was trying to let her know why did I. Busted a bitch, and I'm guessing she went back home. And that's when I ended up going to my brother's, and all that shit ended up happening, and my brothers all get in the truck, and, sorry y'all, we go ahead and, we roll up to the house, but before we roll up to that nigga's house, my brother says, I'm gonna text your phone, because it's back on. I called in, it's back on. I'm like, all right. My brother texts him, excuse me y'all, he texted him, he's like, hey, this is, TUTU's brother. I want his shit ready by the time I get there. My brother don't fucking play. Like, my brother will die for me. My brother will die for any of his brothers. My brother will do some time. I already know. As I will for him and my brother and so on. We've all, like, if you guys really know me, you know what's up. So, all of a sudden, we roll up and my brother looks back at me. And I'm like, right there. And he looks back at me. And he's like, stay the fuck in the truck. I don't fuck with my brother when he's mad. Because he'll fuck my ass up. You know? And he fucks my ass up. I can't say shit because you know what? I'm just putting him at danger. And I know if he's telling me to stay the fuck somewhere, it's doing for my own good. And for his good. Because if I don't, then it might, you know, you guys know what's up. If you're from the hood. So... Plus, I know my brother could handle himself with the situation. It'd probably come out different if it wasn't that way. But, anyways, off topic. So, my brother goes, stay the fuck inside the truck. My brother straight up reaches his hand underneath the truck. You know. Boom. And let me tell you, he's crazy. So, this motherfucker takes out a lead pipe about yay long, around there. And my ass sticks my head out the window because I know it's about to get real right now. And my brother goes up. Shout out to my brother, Jesse Martinez. I love you, brother. He goes over. And my uncle don't play either. Adrian Flores, I love you too, Theo. My Nino, actually, my godfather. They both roll out, but my brother rolls out with the lead pipe. And I just see the nigga that I was fucking with just like, no. And, he's like, no, like, it ain't even like that. I got all his stuff. Right? I just told my brother the phone, because that's all I gave a fuck about, honestly. Like, you know, everyone, your phone is life, so I wasn't even telling him about the ID, honestly, or the Social Security card. And Maria, his homegirl, was right next to me. But if the bitch got wild, Maria would have handled it. But... So, my brother comes out with the lead pipe, and he was up on him, and he's all scared, because, you know, I'm the oldest, and my brother's, like, way taller than me, a bigger, Samoan-looking motherfucker. He rolls up, and he just goes, and I just hear him tell the fool, and I'm like, remind y'all, this is the nigga I've been fucking with for about more than 6 months, almost a year, let's just say it like that, like 10 months. So, you know, I got a soft spot for the nigga, you know, we've been through some things. And my brother just goes ahead, he goes up and he's rolling up on him and he just goes like, I got his stuff. And my brother just goes and says, you were fucking with the wrong brother, motherfucker. And he's all like, hey, give me shit. He gives him my phone, my cards actually, thank God. My social was ripped. He gave him my ripped social, but I told him I can get a new one. The ID, I just told him to forget about it. So, because I didn't want him to get his ass whipped, because if I told that I really wanted that, he would have got his ass whipped because he would have been protecting his bitch. I already know. So my brother gets the phone and he looks at it and he's just like, he's just looking at it and he's just like, oh hell no, nigga. He's like, it's cracked. You better pray to God that it was already cracked. And he looks at me and he passes me, he goes and he passes me the TUTU. He's like, was your phone already cracked? And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Now I know that phone was fucking cracked, but I didn't know if it was cracked worse than what it already was. So he passes me the phone and I'm like, this nigga gonna die. But then at the same time, you know, that's the bull right there. I'm like, but still, I got my brother's side. So my brother passed me the fucking phone and I'm looking at it and it was good, y'all. It was already cracked. And it was the same crack. So whatever. I'm like, no, we good. And he just looked at the fool and he's just like, oh, you just got saved today, motherfucker. Let me tell you some shit. I don't ever want to see you near my brother. And he points that fucking lead pipe like, boom. And he's like, I don't ever want to see you near my brother. And in my mind, y'all know if the nigga gonna hit me up for some D, it's like, my brother already knows that too. So I don't know why he playing that shit. But, so yeah, I got my phone back. And so that was the story about how we went back home. That was the story about how the fuck I got caught up fucking a nigga for the first time. Not by his man, but by his woman. By his bitch. And I would never forget that, you guys. Ever. It's just like, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Make sure who the fuck the nigga you fucking with is. Cause I mean, come on. If I was going to the hotel and not going to his house because of his roommates, I should have thought about it. But at the same time, it's just like you can't help it. It's like they gon', oh, that's stupid. You can't help it. I mean, you could, but you expect the nigga to tell you the truth. And honestly, he never told me he was on the DL. So if he was, I would have. At least I was prepared. You know. But still, I'm not a homewrecker, so I wasn't prepared for the fact that he was fucking like being with some other female. And I felt bad because later on, when I was talking to him, he was telling me that he lived with her. She was paying all the bills. So it's like I wasn't with that. I was very upset because I'm like, how you gonna do a female like that? Like that bitch was writing for you, like taking care of all your bills. And I knew, I had a feeling that's what happened. When the bitch rolled up with her scrubs, I'm like, this is a hardworking bitch right here. And it's like, it fucking made me mad. Because like, how you gonna do somebody like that? Like if they did that to me, trust, dude. Trust. But it wasn't that bad because from what I know, he's still at the house. Low key. Anyways. But alright, you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. I was a little bit nervous, but it is what it is. And I will continue doing more videos and give me some ideas on after the pandemic's over on what should I do. Should I prank motherfuckers? Should I, you know, show you a day of the life at the club? Because, you know, the club's going to open. I'm going to be there. You know what, though? I want to give a shout out to one person, too. Another person. I want to give a shout out to somebody that I know is going to watch this video and be like, fucking cousin. Like, I already know they're going to laugh their ass off because when it comes to like me talking some shit, like and laughing, I can always count on my cousin Victoria Combest. I think it's Combest. Is it Combest, cousin? Like, sorry, it's just, you know, we got married and shit. But, you know, Victoria Martinez Combest, like, I love you, cousin. I know you gonna laugh at this shit, so shout out to you. But again, I started doing this whole YouTube video thing because of two people, idols, people that just I see just think life is too short to too short to just be mad and be angry. Chuco Savage, Twan Savage, Chuco CHUCO Savage on YouTube, and his man Twan TWAN Savage. All right, you guys, love you. Take care.